Hi, I'm Mike Thompson. I'm going to show you the basics of using fixtures in the laser cutters. A fixture is something that holds your workpiece, and your workpiece is the thing you're working on. A lot of people want to etch glasses and mugs, and for that, you'll need to use the rotary fixture. This thing spins the workpiece to etch on a curved surface. The most important thing to remember with this tool is that it needs to be inserted and removed by a staff member. The laser power must be off when you plug or unplug the rotary, because it will forget where it is in the Z-axis if the machine is on while you insert or remove the connector. The staff is trained to deal with this device, so ask them for help when you want to do round things. When you go to use the rotary, you will need to measure the diameter of your part. Ideally, you want a single diameter, which means a cylindrical piece, but some compound curvature is okay. Just use the largest diameter of the area you intend to etch. The laser only travels along the x-axis when engraving on the rotary, and it stays fixed on Y 2.5. With compound curvature, the laser will go in and out of focus, which can make your image a little bit fuzzy if there's a large difference in the diameters that you intend to etch. My staff knows a neat trick, though, to help etch tapered things. They'll place a block under the left end of the rotary, and it will tilt so that the top surface of your part stays as close to horizontal as possible. You have to be careful with this trick, though, and keep your artwork at least 2 inches away from the tailstock, because the laser head can crash into the rotary at large tilt angles. To set up your Illustrator file for the rotary, the height of your artboard should match the circumference of your object, and the width of the artboard should match the height of the cylindrical portion of interest on your object. You will need to set your artwork to 90 degrees like this. Designing at 90 degrees is a bit odd, but it's a goof-proof way to get exactly what you see on here. When you're ready to go, you'll hit Print like usual, then Preferences. And you'll also pick the material from the menu here on the left. And here's where you'll change the fixture type to rotary. You'll type in the diameter of your etched portion, ask the staff about the material you want to use, and they'll advise you of the best settings. They might also have to spray some marking compound on your object to get the best results. The staff will do most of the initial setup for you and make sure you get good results. They'll place your object in the rotary and get it leveled properly. Place your item so that the center of your design faces straight up. Then slide the tail piece into your object and push the clamp lever. When you hit play, the rotary will rotate to the edge of your design first and then rotate back through to the other side, while always staying on Y 2.5. The line in the UCP shows the center line of the rotary, and your artwork will automatically center on this line when you import it. Make sure that if you have a handle on your object, that it will not rotate through Y 2.5, or else the laser head will crash into it. You may have to change your design if this is the case. Also, you can re-etch something if it's not to your liking, but only if you haven't touched it yet. If you move it at all after it's done, the second pass will not line up with the first, and your image will be ruined. So let the friendly staff help you with the rotary, and you'll get great round results. The other fixture type you're most likely to use is custom. You'd use this when you have a tall part or something else. Normally, we'd set our material thickness over here. But if you try to etch the top of a large box that's say 6 inches tall, you're going to get an error message like this. That's going to make the laser think your material is actually that thick, which it's not. If you try to cut anything, it's going to crank up to full power and go really slow and scorch your part. So if you have an object that's taller than 1 inch, use this custom fixture setting. Measure the height of your part, and then use the thickness of your part, what's the actual top over here in the material thickness box. Now, if your object is solid, there is no top thickness, and you can't cut it anyway. So your material thickness can be left on 1/4 inch, which is what we typically use. Of course, with this scenario, you'll be limited to etching and vector engraving only, but you won't get that pesky error message, and you'll get power settings that you'll be happier with. An example of a weird fixture is this one I made for etching some custom glasses. I made sure that the fixture wasn't going to hit the laser head, and I measured to the top of the glass, and then selected glass as my material with the appropriate thickness. So you see that this custom fixture box really has no limitations, except one. You must select this from the Illustrator Print Preferences menu. Once you hit Print and load it into the UCP, it's too late to make any changes. You can only hit play from this point. You have to go back into Illustrator if you want to change something about your fixture height. Maybe you have to set your object at an angled base to get it to position right. Maybe you also have an odd glasses to hold or something weird. The custom fixture option allows you to position your part in many ways and is extremely useful once you know how to use it. Rotary and custom, the two options you're likely to use and have a lot of fun with. Now you know how to do it. If you're ever confused, please ask a staff member. It's better to ask than risk ruining your part or the machine. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm Mike Thompson, and what do you want to make?